Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw the Heavy from Boom Beach. So we're going to start at the top of the head with the eyes, starting with the eye on the left. Start from the outside of the eye and curve up and then down in towards the center. From here we're going to draw the bottom of the eyelid. From here across we're going to connect it with a shallower curve. Just goes across like that. Let's move over to the right side. Now the right eye is actually more squintier than the one on the left. We start on the inside, draw a curve to the top and then come down on the side. And we're going to go straight across. It's got a little bit of a squint. Let's go ahead and draw in the pupils. So in the center here, just at the bottom, we're going to draw a circle. And then we're going to draw a little point in the center. On the right side, we're going to draw the pupil tucked underneath the eyelid on the bottom. So just tucked underneath like that. And we'll draw a little dot in the center. From here, let's go ahead and draw in the eyebrows. So this side is going to be kind of pointed down. So from the outside, we're going to curve around and then just come in to the eye. From here we're going to curve up the side and then we're going to go up and then just taper this right in. On the right side the eyebrow is actually raised a little bit. So from here we're going to move up a little bit and we're going to curve up. From here we're going to curve in the opposite direction going out and then just curve and round up the end there. From here, let's go ahead and draw in the little furrow, the little wrinkle in between the eyes. So up here, I'm just going to draw a curve like that. From here, I'm going to draw the front edge of the nose coming down, so a little curve. And then the bottom of the nose, I'm going to locate right here. I'm just going to do a simple curve like this. And then on the end, we're just going to curve up slightly. Let's go ahead and draw in the profile of the face. So from the tip of this eyebrow at the bottom here, I'm just going to curve into the eye and just come out towards the cheek. From here we're going to come down to the jaw. Now the jaw is quite long, so the chin I'm going to locate pretty low. So from here I'm just going to curve back in and out towards the chin, and then we're going to round out the bottom of the chin to the other side of the jaw. So right about here, I'm going to curve down, and then come right up on the right side. From here let's curve up towards the top of the ear, on the side of the temple. So curving in and just up. Now that we have that in place, we can draw in the mustache and beard. So from up here in the middle, I'm going to curve down to the side on the left. So just below the nose, leave a little gap. I'm just going to curve over to the left side, and then we're going to curve over to the right. From here, I'm going to curve up just underneath the eyebrow here, and we're going to curve in the opposite direction of the jaw down to that point. From here, I'm going to curve up and just let that sort of sit on the side of the face there. From here, let's draw the mustache and beard trim. Under here, we're just going to come down a little bit, curve around, and then come up. From here, we're going to go straight across. Now I want to take this shape and just duplicate it on this side, just flipped over. So from this point, I'm going to curve down, and then curve that back up in the middle. So it creates this little, almost like an upside down heart shape. From here, let's draw on some ears. So on this side, he's got really big ears. At this point, we're just going to come down a little bit, curve out and up. We curve to a point. So it's almost like a diamond-shaped ear, curving down towards the bottom, and we'll pull this right into the side of the head. For the ear detail, I'm going to start on the side here, just do a curve, and then in the opposite direction, just do a little lump like that. On the other side, we're going to flip this ear over on this side. So here, we curve up, curve down to a point, just like I did over here. Curve down to the tip, and then underneath the head. Up here, we're just going to draw a curve for the inner ear detail. Actually, I want to draw in some bags underneath the eyes. So on the inside eye, on the left, I'm just going to draw a curve like that. On the side on the right, underneath, we're just going to draw a little curve. Kind of looks like so. Now let's draw in the headband. So from this side, where the sideburn is, I'm going to curve up above the eyebrow, come down in the middle, and then just kind of blend in with the eyebrow on the right. So we're going to curve up, come down in the middle a bit, and then just curve up into that eyebrow. On the side here, I'm going to do a couple overlaps. So coming up, go up again, and then just overlap the top of the headband, going across. So it's kind of coming down. And then from here, I'm just going to overlap just beside the eyebrow like that. From here, let's draw in the hair. So he's got sort of like spiky hair. I don't want to do too much detail up here, but I'm going to line up with the side of the head here. Just do a curve up like this. I'm going to come back with a really short line and go up, come down. Now I'm just doing like long lines and a series of short little lines coming down. going up. Now I'm going to go straight down, and I'm just going to draw it almost in the opposite direction. So curving down in the opposite direction, going up, curving down, and a little point going up, and tuck that in underneath the headband. From here, let's draw in the headband, the little band that sort of sticks out on the side here. So from the side of the headband here, I'm just going to do a curve that sort of waves out like this. From the end, I'm going to curve. Now I'm going to come in, I'm going to taper it so it gets thinner as it gets towards the head. It gets wider as it goes out. Now we want to show this little strap sort of folded this way. So we're going to show the back side coming down like this, and then curving in behind there, just like so. Okay, when we do the color, we're going to color in this beard all black, same with the hair. Let's get into the body. Now, I'm going to have him in his classic pose, holding his cannon, but he also has this bandolier that goes across the chest. So I'm going to simplify this a little bit, try to make this easy. So the head that big, I'm going to draw the cannon down about here. So this is where the cannon will be. I want that strap, that bandolier to go across his chest this way. And the easiest way I can think of doing this is to start with a line above the shoulders. So the shoulders are sort of lined up with the ears. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up here, and then draw a line just off the ear here, a line just to start me off, just an angle. From here I'm going to draw an oval right at the tip of that line. Now I want to draw a series of ovals just like that that go across the body. Now I want to aim towards the side of the body here. So I'm just going to draw a curve with a bunch of ovals of the same size. Just coming down, and I'm just imagining a curve as I come down. Now it's best to just draw a few and then just step back and just make sure that you're drawing in a curve. So here now I want to start to bend this back in, making sure that it doesn't go too straight. Now this is probably the hardest part of this drawing, is just making this nice even curve. And if you want, you can always just use a pencil and just lightly sketch in a curve first before you go into drawing these ovals, because I want to make sure that I don't mess it up. So I'm actually going a little bit higher here. I want to bring this down just a bit. So I'm just going to drop it down a little bit. And once I get all these ovals in place, it'll make it much easier to finish off this drawing. So I'll do one more here, right about here. So line up with the side of the ear there. Now the next thing to do is draw that same line up on the side here, so going straight up, same length. Now from here I'm going to draw these bullets so curving in this direction. So what I want to do is in between each oval, I want to draw a line of that same length. And as I go up, I'm turning the lines. So you can see they're starting to curve this way, and I want to match up with the lines up here. So what I can do easily to make this a little bit easier is locate the center one in between this line and this line, right about here, and draw a line sort of pointing equally. And then that'll sort of help me sort of figure out what angle to go in. So I'm just going to continue along this way, just like that, and then continue upwards. And it's okay if you're off a little bit in terms of the length. I'm just roughly drawing these lines in for now. And at the ends here, I just want to connect these line ends with a curve, just going across like that. And that curve sort of matches the bottom end here. So just going across. And if you find that some of your lines are a little bit shorter or too long, you can always fix it up in this process as you're connecting these lines with these curves. Just going up and then just finishing it off there. And to finish this off, you want to put the bullet tips on the top. So I'm just going to do a simple sort of curve, a little pointed curve. Doesn't have to be exactly the way I draw it, but you can put a little bit more detail in it if you'd like. I'm just going to do this a little quickly just so I can show you how I'm doing this. And I want to make sure that each of the points are pretty much the same size all the way across. Now as I get to the head, I can see I'm going to be going underneath the chin here slightly. That's okay, as long as it fits. Go up to the top there. Okay, so I got my bandolier. Let's get into the body. So the arms, I'm going to make it simple. I'm going to keep the arms simplified. I'm going to curve down this way. But the first thing I want to draw is the chest. Now he's got an open sort of tank top here. So I'm going to start just underneath this chin here. I'm going to draw a curve that goes right behind the bandolier. For the chest muscle, I'm just going to simplify it. I don't want to put too much detail in here. But up here, I'm just going to draw a curve for one side And then in the center, I'm just going to curve it this way. From here, I'm going to go up to the side of the chin, or the jaw here. I'm going to draw the chest profile. So up here, curve out, and then just tuck that in behind the bandolier. Now from here, I'm going to have to start blocking things in. Up here, I'm going to probably have to show a little bit of the shoulder underneath this bandolier. So probably right underneath this ear, I'm just going to draw a little line just to close that off. Okay, from here, I want to draw in the sides of the arms. So from here, I'm just going to step down a little bit. I'm going to come down towards where the wrist would be. So here, on this side, and here, on the right side. So just to start me off, I'm going to draw a curve that kind of comes in like that. On this side, I'm going to curve around like that. From here, I'm going to try to finish off as much as I can with this arm because I know the cannon sits on top of the body and part of the arm. So here, I'm going to probably have to bring this arm down a little bit further. So coming down around here, I'm going to draw on the thumb. So I'm going to have the hand holding the handle with the thumb on the trigger. So up here, I'm going to draw an oval. And inside, I'm just going to draw a simple thumbnail, just like that. From here, I'm going to come down about halfway down this thumb and draw a little curve that comes out like that. Okay, so it's almost like a 6 with an open end here. From here, I'm just going to do a series of overlaps. Doing another finger here, and do one more curve for another finger, and then the pinky actually looks like it sticks out. So from up here, I'm just going to draw a little pinky that sticks out like that. From here, let's close off this arm. From here, I'm going to have the arm and the hand coming in right about here, but I'm going to have to draw on that cannon first because the cannon actually sits on top and then it's got the handle in behind. So up here, I'm going to draw the end of the cannon. So up here, curving right into the hand, down to the bottom. From here on the top, draw a straight line going across the top and bottom. Okay, I'm going to leave that for now and go back to this arm. So this forearm, this arm comes down like this, the hand is here, the forearm is going to start right about here and curve up. From here, I'm just going to close this off with a straight line for the upper arm. Okay, so here, let's draw on the handle. I'm going to imagine a handle coming out this way. So from here, go out and in behind the fingers. Right here, I'm just going to line it up, come down, and go straight across. I want to come down again. I'm just going to outline and trim out this handle, just like that. So it looks like the hand is actually grabbing on to the handle. Let's draw on the back of the hand here. So right about here, I'm going to close it off so it looks like the hand is behind, the palm is behind the cannon. Up here, I'm going to draw in the first trim. So this is actually larger than the actual body of the cannon. So I'm going to start down here, and I'm just going to trace that same curve around and then come back in. Clean that up a little bit there. So it looks like almost like an oval. From here, I'm going to take this point, connect it with the bottom with a curve that goes like that. Similar to how I did it over here on this side. From here, I'm going to go straight across. Just like that. On this side, we'll go straight across. Now from here, I'm going to have to take this and duplicate it in the front here. So let's start at the top, right here. Trim out that curve. Let's cross like that. Go straight across the top. Same width as this here. Straight across the bottom. And we're going to connect that with a curve. Just like so. Okay. From here, let's round out the front. So this is actually an oval in here, but then there's that little muzzle that's right in the front here. So from this point, I'm going to curve down. From the bottom, I'm going to curve up just slightly, make room for that muzzle. Up at the top, I'm going to draw a little oval in the front, just like this. On the inside, I'm just going to trim it out, so it's just tracing the inside. I'm going to close this gap at the top, and then from here, I'm going to take this and just pull these two lines in. So coming in and down, and go in and up. Let's clean that up a bit. From here, I'm going to connect those 2 points with a curve, and then up here, I'm just going to tuck in a circle in behind, like that. Okay, let's close this gap off here. I'm going to trim out the front, so just tracing the outer part of this oval on the inside, trimming out like this, and back up. I want to show that there's a little bit of depth, so I'm just going to show the inner part of this oval on this side. So starting at the top, I'm just going to trace it just like that. You might see a little bit along the bottom as well. In here, there's a little bit of detail. There's like a elongated sort of a capsule sort of detail. So from left to right, I'm going to go straight across. I'm going to round out the ends. And then I'm going to go straight across the bottom just to connect that. On the end here, I'm just going to give a little bit of depth. And on the bottom, we're going to do a slightly narrower one with rounded ends. And then going straight across. And again, on the end here, I'm just going to give a little bit of depth by curving out the end. Over here, I imagine the chest going in behind the bandolier. Right here, I'm just going to draw the belly. So it's just sticking out here. On this side, this arm actually tucks in behind the cannon. So over here on the elbow, I'm going to bring this right in behind the gun like that. Over here, let's draw on the forearm. So coming up, like so. And from here, I'm going to draw a curve going up for the upper arm. So just leaving a gap right into the armpit. Over here, I'm going to draw in the side of the tank top, just overlapping behind that arm. Okay, so we got the upper body. Actually, you want to put some wrinkles up here. Just going to draw a little line like this. You can put one just above it like that. Let's finish this off with the legs. So I'm going to have one leg here, one leg here. His legs are quite short, but I'm going to draw in the bottom of the shorts first. So right here, I'm going to draw a straight line coming down, curving out and behind the cannon. They'll do the same thing on this side. So for the right leg, coming straight down, and curving out behind the cannon. Let's draw in the ankles. So from this side, I'm going to curve the inner part of the leg. I'm going to round out the heel. Now for the bottom of the foot, I'm going to make the foot pretty short. So I'm going to come up, down, and then up. So a little bit of a wave. And let's draw on some toes. From here, I'm just going to draw one curve, do an overlap. 2, 3, 4, and then the fifth one, I'm just going to pull back. Up from here, I'm going to curve the top of the sandal. Up here, I'm going to do a curve, a little rounded top for the top of the sandal. And curve that back to the bottom of the foot. Up here, I'm going to step down a little bit, draw an angled line up to the ankle, and curving up underneath the shorts. Let's draw the bottom of the sandal. So from the front, I'm going to draw a line coming down, and from the heel, I'll draw a line coming down. We're going to connect those 2 points with a curve going all the way across. Let's take that foot and draw the exact same thing on the right side. So starting with the inner part of the leg, curving down towards the heel. I'll round out the heel going up, down, and then up. For the toes, again, we're going to draw one little curve, overlapping 2, 3, 4. The fifth one curves all the way back to the top of the foot. Round out the top of the sandal. Top of that strap goes across, and then right back down to the bottom of the foot. Draw a short little line up to the ankle, and curve this underneath the shorts. Now for the bottom of the sandal, we're just going to pull 2 lines from the toes to the heel, and then just round out the bottom, connecting those 2 lines. And that is pretty much it. There we have it. There's the heavy from Boom Beach. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please give us a like and share this with your friends. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.